forever. Let's take a look at what is going on in Gaza, because when Trump floated this in the meeting that he had with Netanyahu, there was immediately, they tried to walk it back to the White House, and you had the press secretary, very articulate, he said, no. What he meant to say was temporary, not permanent, temporary. And no, this isn't really what you think it is. Well, over the weekend and on his trip to the Super Bowl on the plane, as well as an interview with Bret Baier, he doubled and tripled down on this. He says he's very serious about all of this. I'm committed to buying and owning Gaza. As far as us rebuilding it, we may give it to other states in the Middle East to build sections of it. We are committed to owning it, taking it. We'll make it into a very good site for future development.
I'm committed to buying and owning Gaza. As far as us rebuilding it, we may give it to other states in the Middle East to build sections of it. Other people may do it through our auspices. But we're committed to owning it, taking it, and making sure that Hamas doesn't move back. There's nothing to move back into. The place is a demolition site. It'll be, the remainder will be demolished. Everything's demolished. I mean, you can't live in those buildings right now. They're very unsafe.
I wonder how that happened.
We'll make
it just got demolished somehow. I don't know.
For future.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. Funny how that happened. It just got demolished. Whistler says, I wonder what other states he's thinking about giving it to. Yeah. Well, I've got an idea about that, actually, Whistler. I want to tell you in a minute here. But, he's getting a lot of pushback from U.S. allies in Europe and the Middle East. Turkey is pushing back on it. I don't know anybody that really likes the idea. Even his own White House doesn't like the idea. Oh, Netanyahu likes it. Yeah, Netanyahu. That's the only one that really matters, right? He said, think of it as a big real estate site. And the U.S. is going to own it and will slowly develop it, he says.
We'll build beautiful communities for the 1.9 million people. We'll build beautiful communities, safe communities. Could be 5, 6, could be 2, but we'll build safe communities a little bit away from where they are, where all of this danger is. In the meantime, I would
danger from who?
Own this. Think of it as a real estate development for the future. It would be a beautiful piece of land.
Would the Palestinians have the right to return?
Spent. No, they wouldn't, because they're going to have much better housing, much better. In other words, I'm talking about building a permanent place for them, because if they have to return now, it'll be years before you could ever. It's not habitable. It will be years before it could happen. I'm talking about starting to build, and I think I could make a deal with Jordan. I think I could make a deal with Egypt. We give them billions and billions of dollars a year.
Oh, yeah, bribe them. Bribe them with your money, okay? As Bret Baier says, so would they have a right to return? No, of course they wouldn't, because they'd have a better place somewhere. So that's how that works. You got a better place somewhere. You don't have a right to return. Your human rights are taken away if you got a better place somewhere. I wonder how much of this stuff he would do to put us into his freedom cities. You make this whole thing into a big freedom city. Make it look like the USAID complex in Cairo, for example. That's wonderful. Just hand out soccer balls and things. He says there's nothing to move back into. The place is a demolition site. The remainder will be demolished. Everything demolished, he points out. How's that happening? I don't know. I mean, was it a hurricane? A fire? What happened? Trump appeared to be confident that he'd be able to bring Gaza's neighbors, Egypt and Jordan, on board with his plan, even though both governments have strenuously objected to his Buy Gaza proposal. Jordan's King Abdullah II is scheduled to meet with Trump in Washington on Tuesday, today. So let the bribery begin. Trump's got unlimited amounts of money. You think this guy can be bought? Yeah, he's going to bribe him with your money. Unlimited amounts of money that you will pay back. But Doge isn't going to be a fly on the wall for that meeting. In private, the Jordanian government is reportedly terrified that its huge existing population of nearly 6 million Palestinians will riot if Trump's Buy Gaza plan ends their long-standing but unrealistic dream of carving an independent state out of Israel. So it's not just the 1.5 million Palestinians, but they've already got 6 million Palestinians in Jordan. And if they get angry about this, saying, well, that's it, it's over. As Gerald Sunti says, when you lose everything, you lose it, right? The Jordanians are also said to be terrified that millions more Palestinians will be resettled in their territory if Gaza is emptied, according to Trump's vision. But hey, look, we bought the Shah of Iran. We can buy anybody, right? All these guys have to realize is that they've got a private jet and a golden parachute to get out of town. Such an influx of refugees could easily make the Palestinians a strong majority in Jordan. Well, that's no problem because we could just use the United States as a dumping ground, right?
Mr. President, would you accept Palestinian refugees?
Look at that Gulf of America thing he's got next to him. What a joke.
I'd have to look. I think it's a very far distance for them to travel, but I'd have to look at individual cases. But I do think that coming into the United States, we've taken a lot of people. But coming into the United States, it's a long way for them to travel. They're far away from their families and their friends and everything else. I think they'd be very happy staying in the general area in a place that was safe, where they could be safe and lead a good life. They don't want to go back to Gaza. As I said, I've said it a lot. They only go back because they have no alternative. They don't want to go back to Gaza. So we'll see. We hope that we'll be helped by Egypt. We hope that we'll be helped by Jordan. We hope that we'll be helped by other countries. We hope that some of the, like Saudi Arabia and others, can spend some money on it. They have tremendous amounts of money. They'll spend some money on making people comfortable and safe.
Yeah, maybe they'll spend some money with Jared, too. He's doing this conference in the plane on his way to the Super Bowl where they're spending $50 million to make sure that he can go for half of the game or whatever it was that he stayed there. And he's got this cardboard sign with Gulf of America written or Gulf of Mexico. You say, what a joke he is. What a joke. Okay, so let's talk about Egypt. As for Egypt, its foreign ministry said on Sunday that the President El-Sisi will host an emergency summit of the Arab League in Cairo. Maybe they could do it at the USAID complex. Oh, wait. Maybe they don't have the money for refreshments. I don't know. To discuss new and dangerous developments in the Palestinian cause, the Egyptian Foreign Ministry said last week that relocating the Palestinians out of Gaza, even temporarily, but no, Trump is talking permanently. They can't go back. They can't go back. We'll just demolish them if they do. That would be, quote, a blatant and flagrant violation of international law and an injustice and violation of the legitimate rights of the Palestinian people, they said. Well, by hook or by crook, Trump is going to get what he wants. Just go back and remember I've got a clip here from the 2016 presidential election early on when Jeb Bush was still in. And listen to this back and forth between Trump and Jeb about casinos in Florida.
One of the reasons Mr. Trump is a frontrunner, Republican voters say, is because they like the fact that he is not bought and paid for by wealthy donors. Mr. Trump has repeatedly said that the $100 million you've raised for your campaign makes you a puppet for your donors.
What's that make Trump 250 from just
No,
Musk?
Absolutely not. People are supporting me because I have a proven record of conservative leadership, where I cut taxes $19 billion over 8 years. We shrunk the state government workforce. We created a climate that led the nation in job growth 7 out of 8 years. We were one of 2 states to go to AAA bond rating. People know that we need principle-centered leadership, a disruptor to go to Washington, D.C. The one guy that had some special interest that I know of that tried to get me to change my views on something that was generous and gave me money was Donald Trump. He wanted casino gambling in Florida.
I didn't want
Yes, you did.
Totally false.
You wanted it, and you didn't get it because I was
it.
opposed to casino gambling before, during, and after. And that's not, I'm not going to be bought by anybody.
I promise, if I wanted it, I would have gotten it.
No way, man.
Believe me.
No.
Yeah,
I know my
people.
I know my people.
Is there anything else you want to say about this?
No, I just will tell you that, Jeb made the statement. I'm not only referring to him. A lot of money was raised by a lot of different people that are standing up here. And the donors, the special interests, the lobbyists have very strong power over these people. I'm spending all of my money. I'm not getting any. I turned down so much. I could have right now from special interests and donors, I could have double and triple what he's got.
Yeah, just from Musk.
I've turned down last week $5 million from somebody. So I will tell you, I understand the game. I've been on the other side all of my life, and they have a lot of control over our politicians. And I don't say that favorably, and I'm not sure if there's another system, but I say this: I am not accepting any money from anybody. Nobody has control of me other than the people of this country. I'm going to do the right thing.
You got, according to your to what you said on one of the talk shows, you got Hillary Clinton to go to your wedding because you gave her money. True. Maybe it works for Hillary Clinton. It doesn't work for anybody on this stage.
I was a businessman. I got along with Clinton. I got along with everybody. Yeah. That was my job, to get along with people.
But the simple fact is...
Excuse me.
That's
one
right.
second.
No.
I didn't want to...
You can get along... I paid her to be there. That's the famous quote. I paid her to be there. Well, you know, he can get along with El-Sisi and Abdullah and all these other people, as well as the Adelsons and Netanyahu. He can get along with everybody because, yeah, it's all just about money. Let's make a deal. And how much taxpayer money can we give you with all this stuff? And so he's got big plans. Big plans. Here's the Trump Casino Gaza.
I know a lot about hotels. I own some of the finest casinos in the world. I know how to show people a good time. That's why the Trump Gaza Strip is going to be the crown jewel of the Trump properties. The Riviera of the Middle East. It's a real beauty. All my idea, of course. Hey, Ahmad, maybe we close these windows for now until the view is a little less Mogadishu. Why gamble with your lives when you can gamble for fun? We have a world-class buffet, a total hit with some of the biggest stars, work out in the state-of-the-art Arafat No More Gym. Hear some of the top singers of all time. Then play a round of golf by the ocean. There are way more than 18 holes. So come on down to the Trump Gaza Strip. Why wait for 72 virgins in paradise when you can get one night with a pro on sheets with a high thread count? And don't worry about the Palestinian people. Why do you think I took over Greenland? And some might even stay.
Free glass of wine.
Maybe. أنا حقا أكره ذلك الحسير الحسن يا سيد Newberger.
Man, Anna?
Yeah, Mr. Newberger there. That's really funny. The Arafat No More Gym. Way more than 18 holes in Gaza, that's for sure. Yeah, he can get anything he wants. He knows how to bribe people and to give them your money. You know, when I look at that and he says, maybe we close the windows until it looks a little less Mogadishu, because it's just massive destruction out the windows of this building that's out there all by itself. When we go back to 2016 when he was running, I put up a video that really got the ire of Alex because he was cheering Trump at the time, and it was straight out of the movie Up. Yeah, I even wondered, I said, did they get this idea from Trump? Because when they did Back to the Future, the people who did it said, yeah, we patterned Biff after Donald Trump. Well, this story was straight out of Up, you know, where the guy is a widower and he doesn't want to move. He's got his house there and they're building this development, and he's the last house standing and he doesn't want to give it up. And so they're going to condemn it and knock it down and all the rest of the stuff. Well, that was what was happening with Trump at his Atlantic City casino. And there was a widow. She didn't want to sell her home. And he went round and round and round with her. Finally, he went to the local government and got them to condemn and take her home. And then after it was gone, his business went bankrupt. As a matter of fact, you know, here's his imploding casino business there. This is one of his many casinos that went bankrupt. Look at that. I mean, just like 9/11, going straight down, actually. A little bit of a twist there. You know, not quite as clean a job as 9/11, but, you know, kind of same idea. And so just remember that when Trump is going to bring these people in, he's going to do the same thing to our country that he's done to his casinos, in my opinion. He says the ceasefire deal, he said this just yesterday. He said, let's cancel this ceasefire deal if Hamas doesn't release all the hostages by Saturday. He said that by high noon on Saturday, he's given them an ultimatum. And he said, I don't think we're going to get all the hostages because I think a lot of them are dead. But let's kill more people and finish the demolition for him to build his casinos or whatever he wants to do, whatever deal he wants to do. And so he said, if they're not here, all hell is going to break out, he said. Cancel it. All bets are off. That's right. Roll up the roulette wheel. We're no more bets. Not taking any more bets today. Trump says there is no right of return for Palestinians under the Gaza plan. Yeah, I remember the White House press secretary was walking that back. No, he meant temporary. No, he meant permanent. He came back right away with that, and now he said it again over the weekend. Netanyahu praised Trump's proposal as revolutionary and creative. You know, when he says all the people that he's talked to love it. I think all the people that he talked to were the Netanyahu administration. Trump says that he'll consider allowing Gaza refugees in the U.S. on a case-by-case basis, as I played that clip for you earlier. We're back to using the USA as a dumping ground for Israel's problems. Trump said he'll look into individual cases to allow Palestinian refugees to enter America because, look, this is all about Israel first. Maybe we could give them H-1B visas, and maybe Musk could hire them. Give them a green card if they've got any degree at all. You know, they could get a junior college degree in basket weaving, and you get your green card right there. Remember, Trump said that when he was running even. Trump said on the campaign trail that he would ban refugee settlement or resettlement from terror-infested areas like the Gaza Strip. That's how he referred to it. Bloomberg reported on September 2024, quote, Trump says he'll reinstate the famous travel ban and will ban refugees from Gaza. He said, I'll ban refugee resettlement from terror-infested areas like the Gaza Strip, and we will seal our border and bring back the travel ban. That was the only time that he sealed the border was for COVID. But he said that at an event right beside billionaire donor Miriam Adelson, who owns him lock, stock, and barrel. He talked about how Jeb Bush is owned. $100 million. He's gotten $100 million from, well, she gave him $100 million by herself. Elon Musk, 250 to 300, whatever the number is, we don't know. And there was a lot more money besides that. He's owned by these people. That's exactly what he was saying. Everybody was saying, oh, look, Trump doesn't need the money. He's independently wealthy. He's not going to be beholden to anybody. That's the way he sold it to people in 2016. But now he's completely owned. He should wear all of the different sponsors' logos like a race car driver, NASCAR driver. Remember the famous travel ban, he said? We didn't take people from certain areas of the world, and we're not going to take them from the infested countries. Yeah, these people are less than human, aren't they? They're vermin. Just eradicate them. As far as us rebuilding it, we may give it to other states in the Middle East to build sections of it. And this Whistler is what I think he's going to do. I think this is part of the bribe. Hey, how would you like to have some beachfront property? And you can have a share in whatever is built there and all the rest of this stuff. Personally, you can have a share of it. The Egyptian and Jordanian rulers there. Again, he repeats it, I'm committed to buying and owning Gaza. Yeah, forget about what the White House press secretary said. Forget about the Constitution either. And forget about any action from Congress. They're not going to do anything about this. Erdogan in Turkey, also in NATO, says Trump's Gaza plan is futile. He says the proposal put forward by the new American administration regarding Gaza with pressure from the Zionist lobby has nothing worth considering or discussing, he said. He described the idea as, quote, completely futile. He said no one has the power to remove the people of Gaza from their eternal homeland that has been around for thousands of years. Gaza, the West Bank, East Jerusalem belong to the Palestinians, he said. Saudi Arabia's foreign minister strongly rejected the proposal, arguing that Palestinians are the rightful owners of their land, not intruders, as he said, or immigrants who can be expelled at the will of the Israeli occupation.
That's right, boys and girls. There's a post-election sale on silver and gold. Trump euphoria has caused a dip in silver and gold. It's time to buy some metals with fiat dollars before they come to their sense. Go to davidknight.gold to get in touch with the wise wolf himself, Tony Arterburn. He knows where to look to find silver and gold.